Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Sonrisa Dance podcast. I am Nick, for anyone who's still a little new to this. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make a special episode just first thanking you for all the support and for tuning in and listening. I know it's been a big growing experience for me because this is the first time I'm really doing a lot of media stuff and really getting myself out there. Also with the challenges of when my laptop really stopped working, and I'm still on the hunt for a new one. Um, so I'm still working around just getting everything done with my phone and other workarounds. But yeah, I just want to start off by saying thank you for tuning in. Um, I really am doing this to try to both better the community as a whole as much as I can, but also you guys individually if I can. Um, that's one thing that for anyone who follows me on Instagram a little more closely, I've been trying to share a lot more content on positivity and growth, like personal growth. And so, and that kind of stuff can stem into, maybe how you see yourself and what you do in dancing. And so I've really I've really been trying to focus on the value I can give you guys through this podcast and all the content that I'm putting online, because I feel that you know I'm doing this for you guys as much as I can, and that's really the sole purpose of this is I do just want to help everyone out, and I do want to create a better space for you guys on the dance floor and off the dance floor. I know there's been certain topics that I'm eager to talk about it a little more that I haven't gotten to yet, and so this is also kind of a preview of what's to come. I definitely do want to talk about certain things that are just as important as some of the things that I've already brought up, like consent and things like that. I um, I really can't wait to get into more deeper discussions, talking to people about um, body positivity stuff and safety on the dance floor, not just like consent stuff, but like just general, like don't hurt somebody when you're dancing because you're trying to look fancy. Um, and then even going further into that, don't judge yourself because you're not as good as somebody else, or don't not feeling pressure to match up to everyone's standard. Um, Obviously we feel it in the social dance community, but it's probably even more prevalent in the performance scene, and that's something that I've been having a bigger eye on, especially because of my recent involvement with my team and just paying attention to understanding that everyone's an individual, and the things they want out of their um, dance community, and also what they want to get out from themselves personally and whatever they do, whether social dancing or performing or any of that stuff, is very particular to each person. Whether you want to be a very great performer, do whether you want to be a great social leader or follower on the dance floor. Um, you know, I don't. I want to encourage people to do their best and not be so restricted on judgment from others or themselves. Um, I want to talk more about mentality as far as when you're tackling something new, especially in the dance community. I want to talk more about people who are taking the risks, things because it's something they really want to do, not because and if they're afraid because they're going against tradition and the way things are normally done in the dance community. Um, like people who are doing fusion and things like that. I know some people are very um, like rah, like team, like this is the way it gets done. People don't want to break the mold because they just think they have a very narrow perspective of the way things should be done. um, and I feel like there should be more freedom. uh, or my intuition is just better that it's just that it will work better if people are just doing what they love, not fitting into you know the standard. um, I definitely want to talk to more people in our dance community who do other things, not just dancing, because we don't pay enough attention to the the luxuries, the things that we don't even like take the time to really pay attention to or give a lot of credit to, like like in my recent interview with Luis, and sometimes we don't think enough and thank enough our DJs, the people who set up these events, the photographers, the crew who helps, set up and tear down all these events that we love going to. Um, Contacting all these, all these instructors and stuff who teach the lessons that we take, and um, also like even getting into like even bigger scale events. Like I would love to talk to somebody who's dealing with um, managing festivals and stuff like that, and getting more insight on how that's run, especially because I know, as far, as far as I've like been learning, there's been instances of people who get hired for some of these big events and sometimes don't get paid, and that's really like not right. And I don't understand how people get through this, like, not going around, their contracts, or there's a lot of these things I need more insight about, just because um, yeah, that's like not right. If if you do your work, and you're, especially for the people who do this for a living, stuff like that really matters, and we, that's all happening behind the scene, and it's the things we just don't even bother to ask because we think everything's running smoothly, and it's not always. And the more and more I get um, you guys involved, the more I get guests to come on and really talk to them about things like these issues. There's a lot of things that are personal things that happen. Some, sometimes systematically, and some on an individual basis here and there, that are still not okay. That it should be addressed, because I do care about the health of the community and the individual. I don't. I want this to be a better place for people. I want to talk, and I am also curious about talking with people who have stepped away from the dance community for whatever reason. Sometimes, life is life, and you don't have as much time to put into, this great passion that we have for dancing. Um, and that's okay when it's life and it's your choice and it's just not something you value as much. But when it's, circumstances from the community that are either preventing you or discouraging you from being in the community, those are really things I also really want to address. Um, yeah, and I really, really do just care about doing what's best for you guys, and that's really been my focus for all of this. And um, I'm figuring out ways to uh, grab your attention and provide for you the best things that I can to help. Um, Not only you, the people who are probably the ones who are listening the most, my friends, and the people who are really supportive, but also if you ever recommend this to other people in the community who don't really know me, and maybe are new, or there's things they don't know, and they would just like a better understanding of. Um, that's kind of also my goal of, like, doing things on social media like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. I want to be able to post, snippets of these larger conversations that I have here, um, the ones that give the most value in in the smallest size possible, to allow for the largest amount of shareability, and getting that message out there. Because obviously sometimes, sharing a specific message that's only 5 minutes of an hour long conversation can be very difficult. And so yeah, I've been trying to experiment with that, and there's more things that I want to try out to do, because obviously I have the audio and video version of my podcast, but there's also, I want to figure out how to do more written form content, because I know some of you guys don't necessarily like listening to a bunch of you know audio content, or don't like watching a lot of video, or because you just don't have the time for it. Some people actually, or it's just not your preference, and you learn best from reading and that kind of understanding, or photos. And so I'm trying to figure out ways to expand that to provide, the most comfortable way for you to take these valuable conversations and take them as best as you can and input them into your life and your dance life. Um, so I'm trying to see how I can work around that, both on social media and even just debating starting a blog, um, and posting, like transcribing everything that we're having in these conversations online if you would like to read it. But that's all, again, things that are work in progress. And yeah, and I also just want to encourage people to also step out of their comfort zones here in the community and try to do more. And you know, there's only so much also that I can say to like and repeat, like as far as like these things that are in the dance community that aren't right. But some of that starts by creating change and influencing the people who are willing to take risks just like me and get these messages out there that I would really like to encourage that. This is by no way it means a way of promoting myself and trying to get something out of this. I honestly, I just really want to help you guys, and if there's any way I can help you guys out to, especially for those of you who are here and do this for a living, or are trying to spread a specific vision on what you're trying to get out there. I'm also very curious to help you guys out and grow that. If you're ever curious about any of this like social media stuff that I'm learning and experimenting with, I really want to have a space for you guys to reach out to me, or even encourage you guys if you're wanting to experiment, and like learn on your own. Obviously that's like honestly that's the best way for you to learn, is to honestly do things. But I know that it's scary to do something that you're not confident in. But I mean, I was scared the first couple of times I did this as well, and there is a lot of value in repeatedly doing things that are scary and intimidating, because the more and more you do them, the less scary they become. And so I also do want to encourage those in the community who really resonate with anything that's done or said on this podcast or on this platform that I'm trying to share, um, to encourage you guys to, to experiment and to push yourselves as well, to grow and to challenge yourselves to promote things that you feel are valuable to you and valuable to others in our community. And so that's another big thing. I really want to reach out more to you guys to see um, how I can get you guys to be more accepting of those like challenges or those experiments, to break norm, to break tradition the way dancing's done, because just like anything, it'll always change, it'll always adapt, it'll always evolve. So um, I really want to do that for you guys, at least be a stepping stone or some form of encouragement to get you guys to do that. And yeah, I mean that's just something I really value, and I want to give value back, for everything that I've gotten here, and even the little things that the little successes that I've gotten here doing all this, um, you know, make me really happy, and I'm really glad I'm making a difference. Obviously, it's still very early, still very new, so I'm not expecting a lot over the next coming years, or the next couple of months or whatever, just because it's a growing process, and it'll take time to really like make a notable difference. But thank you guys for supporting. I really do appreciate it, and it will continue to grow and grow into something that I know we'll all be proud of that we've done, because this is my best attempt at growing this community around us, of doing things that are important to all of us, that are valuable to all of us. So yeah, so I hope you're looking forward to those kind of conversations, and learning more along this step with me. And yeah, I really do think that if there's anything that you guys would like to hear, any conversations you'd like to hear more of, like, again, feel free. If any of you are ever interested in having a conversation with me, either on camera, on a recording or not, if you just want to shoot me a conversation, a phone call, a text conversation, a conversation in person, uh, even if you want to give me a conversation on at a dance event, I love those. I actually do. In fact, sometimes I struggle to. I get sometimes struggle to remind myself to go back into the dance floor. Sometimes when I get lost in these conversations, but I do value those. So feel free to reach out to me for those, because I would love the conversation. I would really value that, and if I can help you and promote whatever good thing you're trying to get into the community, I would love to support that as well for you guys. And yeah, um, please reach out to me, and I hope you enjoy this journey just as much as I am. And I really do hope we grow this community into something that's special and that we really, really hold like deeply in our hearts. So, thank you guys so much for listening. I know this is a bit of a short one, but I just wanted to get that out there and give you a preview of things to come. And really, thank you. Thank you for supporting. And I'll see you guys on the dance floor. Bye bye.
Hey, we like to end Sonrisa Dance podcast with a question. So, is there anything that you would like to ask the community this week?
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I forgot. I don't. I forgot. I normally should. Also end with a question. Yes. Uh, so I guess wrapping up. That's right. Ending with a question. Um, I guess when it comes to your dancing, why do you dance? I want to know why you dance. Is it in a form of escape? Do you want to? Is it helping you grow as a person? Why do you dance? So, yes, I would love to get that insight from you guys. Why do you guys dance? And yes, so there you go. And that's the real wrap up for the episode. So thank you guys so much for listening. And yes, I'll see you on the dance floor. Bye bye.